Alongside the Insiders, Darren Dreger, Pierre, LeBrun, and Chris Johnston. Gentlemen, just a few feet from us, the NHL Board of Governors are getting news about a IIHF statement that was released earlier this afternoon confirming that the rink at the Olympics will be smaller than a standard NHL rink. But they go on to say that the differences are not significant and they won't affect the safety or the quality of play at the games. And Drake's other news out of Milan today as well.
Yeah, a bit of progress, I would say. Look, there's all sorts of concerns from an NHL and a PA perspective on the construction issues that, continue to be a battle in Italy. But they did run a small test event at the small arena, which could end up being inconsequential from an Olympic perspective because of the few games that we played on that smaller arena. By all accounts, the test event went well, and the ice conditions held up. But we're thinking about the bigger arena in terms of the issues that are most damning and concerning. Just the entrance areas, how you get people into that building, how you get people out of the building, construction on the loading docks, not insignificant issues that the NHL and the NHLPA still need answers on.
And among the things the owners will be told about when it comes to this is the fact there isn't even ice down at that main rink yet. It's because there's construction materials all over the floor at the Santa Giulia Arena where they're completing that project that Dregs is talking about. But they need to get that construction done before they anchor the boards in and actually make ice. And so we're getting down to pretty small window here. And I'm reminded of the Board of Governors meeting 2 years ago when Gary Bettman said they haven't even broke ground on this arena. That's minor concern. It has become significantly more than minor concern for the league and the PA, and obviously owners who don't really want their players to be there to begin with, I think won't like everything they hear in the room.
Also going on in the BOG right now is an update, a clarification possibly, on the playoff salary cap, which, Pierre, when you look at the fine details of it, depending on how you play this, we could lose some big stars in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think teams are still trying to wrap their minds around how all this is going to work. Now, the playoff cap is part of the new CBA, which technically doesn't start until next season, but the playoff cap is among the items that were fast-forwarded for implementation this very year. And I'll give you an example. I mean, Sasha Barkov, the great captain of the Florida Panthers, he was announced out as 7 to 9 months when he tore his ACL in September. The Panthers don't know 100% if he will be back for the playoffs. They sure hope he will be. And some of the confusion is, well, if we don't know he's going to be back for the playoffs, I'm just using them as an example, can we go out and spend his $10 million at the trade deadline? And the answer from the HL is no. If you think a player is going to come back for the playoffs, you cannot use his full cap hit before the trade deadline. That's how the LTI language is being talked about with this playoff cap tied to it. So I think some teams are confused. Some teams are probably feeling that the playoff cap, which was meant to fix a loophole from a limitless payroll in the playoffs the last number of years, has perhaps gone a little too far the other way. So it's not the last we're going to talk about it.
And Drake's news on a very important conference call for the NHL coaches coming up.
Involving all 32 NHL head coaches December 18th. And this is an idea that was brought forward by both the NHL Coaches Association, the National Hockey League, fully on board with this. Just the sensitivity around the gambling issues, not just in hockey, but in sport in general. We all know what the NBA is dealing with. So it's a simple reminder by all those parties involved here to deliver the message, follow the rules to the NHL head coaches, know what the rules are, and then make sure that your players and everybody around your club is following those rules very closely.
The Board of Governors meetings, as I say, continue on inside. We're going to go back inside because it's a little chilly out here. Then we'll have a full edition of Insider Trading coming up when the meetings are done on the later edition of SportsCenter.